Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for taking so long to start this here stream up. Um, I am going around doing some minor stream management stuff right at this very point in time, and attempting to do some, minor promotion and whatnot. I'm trying to bring more people to the channel before I actually start the actual grand campaign and moving forward with that. Essentially speaking, when I actually do start streaming the grand campaign of Total War Warhammer 2, I want there to actually be somebody there to watch it, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to be a little bit on the difficult side for me to do. But, it is what it is. I do hope that you like the ambient sound that I got going on. It is D&D ambience by the same... I cannot, for the life of me, pronounce this man's last name, but it's Michael Gelfi, I do believe? Or Geffy, possibly? He makes RPG ambience and music. If you look up D&D ambience on YouTube, um, I'm sure you'll run across his work and stuff of that nature. He makes ambient sounds for your campaigns and projects and such of that nature. And go and support our small streamers and our small YouTubers and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I'll looking at the views on these channels or on his channel and whatnot. He has lots and lots of subscribers, but not very many views on some of these. So if it's something that you can use in your own projects, it seems that it is something that he would be more than happy to allow. Because sorry, reading what the actual video description says. It says this channel is the reference for RPG ambience on YouTube with hundreds of top quality ambience, 3 new creations per week, and an incredibly active and friendly community. The ambience are professionally composed with legit libraries or home recorded sound effects, no loop or bad surprises. The music is based on a fantasy world I'm developing. Your help on Patreon or your donations are more than welcome to help me keep doing this full time. Yeah, I by no means claim the rights to this audio track or anything of that nature, but I do wish to use it in the background of this for the moment anyhow, because I feel like it's a very nice ambience, and it kind of helps set the mood a little bit in this particular case. Hold on, I have to write some correspondence with my mother because I have to go pick her up from work at 2, so looks like we will probably have to end it approximately around 1:50 or so, but that should give me enough time to download a few mods and edit those mods if necessary. I did download a couple of mods off camera, and I'll go through and look at those and show you what those are, but up until due time. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, 1 second. So yeah, that's the thing. It gives us enough time for an hour or so, a little bit over that, which that's fair. Can't complain too much. Oh boy, I always like seeing that I have the latest comments on my videos being freaking bots that have absolutely nothing to do with nothing. Okay, so, let me get this pulled up real quick, I'll go back to the Streamlabs and go to in-game. Let's get this shit moving, y'all. Right about the half hour mark. About 10 minutes after what I said I wanted to do, but, I mean, realistically, I was talking beforehand, so. If you hear anything in the background, it's probably the tuckety. Let me go ahead, I'm going to turn down the desktop audio a little bit so you can actually hear me a little bit better. I understand it's not really super loud or anything, but still. So anyway, downloaded 2 mods off camera. And one is the Pierce's More Mass It gives more mass to cavalry and chariot units. And I went ahead and I opened up the pack file manager. I haven't edited anything or nothing of that nature quite yet, but just kind of looking at things. And I'm not gonna lie, this right here, this could be really, really fun. Dude, look at the mass. Look at the mass that he changed him to. Like, I didn't even really look at the mass. So, and look at the accelerations they put him up to. Dude, these units are going to be absolutely freaking ridiculous. And it's important to note that this is not like individual units. If you look, it's the actual like mounts themselves that it's affecting, and the chariots themselves that it's affecting. So in other words, this should be compatible also with the unit mods and stuff of that nature that I've downloaded as well. So in those terms, this could potentially be really, really, really interesting, and I am very, very interested in what this exactly does, or will do, I should say. I feel like this could potentially make some of the battles absolutely hysterical. And in fact, I kinda hope that it does. Not going to lie whatsoever. Let me tell you what. Now boy, let me tell you what. This could be good. So, I don't really need to change anything in this. I just wanted to look at it and see what it was, and what type of psychoticness was going to go with that. And also, I got the Scorpions Recruit Legendary Lords pack, which, if you don't know what that is, it is a mod that allows you to here, just read the description. This mod transfers legendary lords and legendary heroes of defeated factions of the same culture to factions that are still in play. This works for both the player and the AI, though player will be favored. Scenario 1. Has that foolish counterpart of Empire Count refused to confederate, blah 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 blah. But yeah, anyway, it allows you to control the hero units and the Mom yelling about her phone, auto-correcting. But this allows you to use hero units and lord units of the same race, essentially, with the different factions within that race. And I highly recommend it. It gives you way more I don't know, a diverse faction, I guess, to play with late game is a good way of looking at it, because realistically, real super late game, you're not going to want to have just one legendary lord and like one special hero unit or something of that nature. No, you're going to want to have multiple legendary lords. You're going to want to have multiple different hero units. You're going to want to have multiple different wizard units. Late game, especially in Grand Campaign and versus Vortex Campaign, you want to have vast armies. So, particularly with the way that I'm setting up the game. like, I'm actually legitimately concerned about the Chaos Invasions now when it comes to playing as the High Elves. Well, really, I should be more concerned about playing as Dark Elves, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's always seemed like the Dark Elves had a way better, easier time repelling them than the High Elves did. At least when it came to the AI factions, anyhow. I haven't seen what other mods he has in this collection here, so I'm going to look that up. I'm actually kind of sort of a little bit on the curious side. Ah, he has the Radius mod set in there. Okay. Ooh. That's cool. Allows all factions to confederate, liberate, and vassal other factions. Really? That could be interesting. Yeah. Road buildings affect armies in this province, not just in one region. A few different factions Huh. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice to have. And I don't... The summoned units, I do want them to die, but the diplomatic options, that would also be really, really, really super nice. Mix these tabletop lords, huh? Ah, so this adds in several different new lords to the game, huh? Oh wow. So and it's an up-to-date mod too. That guy looks pretty freaking awesome. I mean, come on. Come on, dude's name is Doombull. I mean, you can't even... sound like the name of a badass RPG warrior. Doombull. The Berserker. There's no doubt in my mind that I'm getting it at this point, but I'm still just... I want to look through it. I think, actually, that I had this pack at one point. I think I did, actually. Ooh. Optimized VFX pack, even. Okay, well then, if that's the case, let's check out what the VFX pack and all that stuff. So naturally we're going to download that. Huh. It's the VFX pack there. See, now that's my thing, is that I don't want a um a reskin, you know? Huh. Cool. See, now, like I said, um huh. Yeah, see, now I don't want to take and uh, okay. Okay. So, looks like I need Legendary Lords 1. Now, let me see this. Okay, so I don't need the faction unlocker or anything of that nature. Huh. Okay, well, cool. An entirely different, brand new faction that doesn't require the faction unlocker. Thank you for that, Miku. Hold on for 1 second, I'll be right back. Well, looks like it might be a little bit earlier than what I originally anticipated. I'll be right back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. You know, I do believe that the spiffing really undervalues coffee. Need some coffee. Need some coffee in my life real bad. Really need some coffee in my life real bad. Problem is, it makes me gotta pee. Anyhow. So, we are back to, okay, this is the Scarface mod. We don't need the Scarface mod right at the moment. We downloaded a couple of new mods. We don't need the Streamlabs thing anymore. I keep clicking on it, thinking that it's something else. Mildly stupid. Okay, let's bring up the mod manager. We've explained the Legendary Lords pack. Let's go ahead and refresh this here. So that, yeah, our new mod should show up. Yeah, there we go. Man, this should be interesting. Yeah, VFX. I like those VFX. The more mass, Rhodes Province, and the recruit legendary. I want to see what this does. Like, okay, so it just gives the game additional dilemma choices in order for you to have the ability to use those people on your map. Alright, awesome. Yeah, I don't need to do anything with that. So, that's good. That's good. So it's really just these four here that I want to mess with. Go ahead and open them up with, open up the Legendary Lords 1. Okay, action, recruits, tables, sweet. I am looking for wow. That's really something. There's an awful lot that he put into this. Holy shit and shinola. Damn. I thought I loved this game. You know, basically a whole nother faction now that's just freaking champions. Now, I am going to say that is cool. But you also got to consider that a lot of these are also those units and those units variants as well. So, there is that. There's the unit itself and then the subunit category. I'll be right back. Again. That Minor Mouse. The Minor Mouse. Always over here being super cuddly. Let's see how these lords hit points wise stack up versus some of the other ones. because I'm looking at the morale here across the board, and I'm really not all that really super happy with the morale, but I suppose they should have a breakpoint somewhere, eh? I want to look at these guys in comparison to these guys lord-wise. It's really cool, bro. It's really cool. Yeah, let's look at the lords. Go over. Probably looking at the wrong table here, ain't I? Son of a bitch, I am. Okay. Oh, look good special. No, special wouldn't be it. Oh well. Infantry melee, I guess. Okay, let's look at etc. For example, bonus hit points of about 5,000. I know that he's a pretty tough boss to take down if you're not really hardcore focused on him. So, I mean, yeah, I suppose that's reasonable. See what his armor class looks like. Yeah, I mean, they're all reasonable. They're all totally and completely within their reasonable abilities to be within the 200% mod considered as balanced units. So, I'm not 100% too concerned about going through and fixing them per se. Let me look and see about the actual number of units there are in said unit tables, however, because yeah, a lot of these are going to be just single men entities as champions, so not super concerned about that. About the summons. Now the summons, oh god, that's annoying that the summons actually have a min count, but I mean, whatever. We'll make the summons actually worth something. Treekin, 16 Treekin, no. You get 32 Treekin. That's nice. Tree Man summoned. Where there once was one, there now will be 3. Because, I mean, really, it's summoned and it's not going to last forever. So, head 180 and 200 for that. And then simply, we will take and select these cells. Go ahead, right click, copy. Select these cells at the max min per ship. Right click and paste again, or Control V if you will. Control C and Control V in this game, or well, when you're editing mods like I am, is really, quite frankly, you know, the creme de la creme, if you will. But it is totally and completely not really super necessary if you can do the math in your head for stuff like that anyhow. Now if you're going and doing entity editing, you definitely want to copy and paste stuff so you make sure you know, or so you make sure you have the right stuff in the right location. Otherwise it'll cause an error and your mod won't work, and then you'll be left disappointed and sad. And it's not a good time. I'm just saying, it's not a good time. Okay, so saves this. And it's the Legendary Lords Pack 1. Go over to the Tabletop Lords. I'm sure this has just as many categories, but really the only one that we're super concerned about right now is the land units tables and the main units tables, which it looks like these are only going to be lords. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and go over and look at their hit points. Oof. But that is an Imperial Metal Wizard, so he probably has buffs for that, and plus it's a wizard, so that's perfectly fine with me. This guy, well, understandable because mammoth. That's a mammoth, and that's also a mammoth, so you can't really argue too much about that with it being a mounted unit. That's particularly on a, freaking mammoth. We do have Slayer units down at the bottom, however. So, that appears like we might actually, I mean, they're counted as champion units. However, I wonder if there's more than one. Nope. Just one. Oh, there's two in this. But that's because it's a chariot. Yeah, anything that it's a chariot, there's a base level of 1. Or there's a base unit amount of 2 in it, I should say. That is what I'm trying to spit out here. So I could go through, I could mess with like the projectiles tables, because stuff like this can really truly be absolutely hysterical. Like, go in and mess with the projectile number, and you can effectively turn a regular standard longbow into a shotgun if you wish, or for example, the Dark Shard units that use a crossbow, there is a unit pack out there that adds those to the High Elf faction as a reskin unit, and it's kind of hysterical, honestly, because I had never played as the Dark Elves at that point, so I'd never played with the crossbows before. Well, I played pretty much specifically with the High Elves beforehand, and now I don't intend to play with specifically the High Elves anymore, but I did play pretty much specifically as the High Elves at that point. Well, the thing was that I had made everything in the High Elf campaign super super OP, including those crossbows. So they had 3 different types of crossbow units, I do believe. There was a shotgun style of crossbow, a long range style of crossbow for like a sniper unit per se, and then a it was like a medium to long range freaking scatter shot bow as well. And under those circumstances, if you had all 3 of those units in the army, there wouldn't even be anything that would get to your front lines. So really, it was it was exceptional to watch. It was hysterical. It was absolutely fantastical to watch. Not gonna lie. But it was so totally and completely unrealistic and hysterical and unrealistic, and I would really, really, really like to recreate it just for the lols. However, for the sake of balance, I'm not going to in this particular case. So I'm not really worried about modding this pretty much at all. Everything seems to be in order pretty handedly for that. Now, this one here, I'm definitely going to have to do some tweaking to. Let's see if we have any tweaks that we need to do here. And realistically, for this particular case, okay, they do have summons and regiments of renown in this. So yes, I am going to have to do some minor tweakage, but that ain't going to be no big deal. Well, I've been attacked by my laptop. Oh. Sorry for the noise. Hope I didn't bump into anything. Okay, so since this is just, basically simple computing, let's go ahead and type these in. Minister 2. Let's leave those 2 alone because those 2 are monstrous / champion units. Leave that one alone. That one goes up to 64. That one goes up to 320. Yes? Yeah, I suppose it would, huh? Oof. Just gonna make that a mob unit and it's gonna be hard to counter, that's for sure. Same with this one. But that's cool though, because that's going to add some additional diversity to their spell units, or rather to their spells and the units that come from their spells, and make them a way more pain in the ass of a faction to actually face. Oops. Delete. Whoops. Delete. Yeah, I don't need that row. Nah, I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's see what the dark hand is. just in case. I don't think that there's anything on there that needs to be edited. Ooh, what's this? Stegadon, huh? Interesting, interesting. I wonder if you have to have 5 to crew it. But still, it's a champion unit, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Same level, I am going to go and I'm going to check and see like what type of health, hit points and shit that we're dealing with here. Because if it's a Lizardman Stegadon, there should be an absolutely outrageous hit point benefit to it. Although everything seems to be within good parameters, however, so I'm not really super concerned about it. We will leave it alone for a balance of reasons. For now. For now. For now. And now, shall check this mod out. By the way, we're up to a mod count of 45 at this point, and counting. Holy shit. Yeah, we're back. And that is why I'm testing it now. Okay, so if that's the case. Take off the diplomatic options. Let's go ahead and open the Steam page for this. Was this last updated? March. Man, I don't know. Here, let me go ahead. Let me close down that. Go ahead and keep that going. I'll minimize the actual screen capture here. Minimize that too. And let's see. Let's see if it's a RAM limitation issue or if it's a game issue. Because it might be a RAM limitation issue that I'm dealing with rather than a game limitation issue. As sad as that is. Because seriously, YouTube really does suck up that much. Well, not just YouTube, but yeah, Google in general. Let me bring up my task manager here. You see, yes, my memory's only at 31% right at the moment, so that isn't too god awful, I suppose. So I'm wondering, let's go ahead, what does it conflict with? Huh. That don't make any damn sense. What does this conflict with? This one conflicts with all types of crazy ass shit. Yeah, this one, honestly, it very well might be this one. Let's try it without that one. That's why I'm doing this now in places saying, oh yeah, I have this game all nice and built up and ready to play, and oh yeah, it's going to be super awesome, and then I go to play it and the game won't boot. Because, you know, that's always a genius thing to have happen. Yeah, that one's a no-go as well. And get rid of the Legendary Lords 1 pack. See if that one's a no-go as well. What does this all mess with? Yeah, I might not be able to play with any of those. Which, if that's the case, that's just poopy. So it's a no then, huh? Just a big old no then, huh? Just a big old no. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get rid of the diplomatic options. Get rid of... Actually, let's just get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. Start with this one. Because it might just be that Warhammer doesn't like OBS. I'm kind of starting to wonder that. Here, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here for a second. I'm starting to wonder, like I said, if perhaps maybe Warhammer just doesn't like the OBS Streamcaster here for whatever reason. So, give me a second. I'm going to test a few things out. I appreciate y'all watching the stream and the adventures of modding so far. I hope that maybe I've taught you a few things, and maybe or showed you a few things here and there, but yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see y'all later.